Hello, welcome to Undisputed Boxing. We're here to talk predictions. I think this one's going to be a little bit straightforward. I'm here with Rick. He's in the kitchen. Triple D, Daniel Dubois, somebody you were very high on for as long as I can remember. Well, I guess we all were, just to some
Steady on.
degree. Mate, come on, you were pretty high on him.
Yeah, but I wasn't. Depends what you mean by high. I mean, I did think he'd beat Joyce, but
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't think he'd beat one of the. Well, I thought he may have a chance against Wilder, but
yeah. Well, you know, he's got time on his side. I mean, how old is he now? 23.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's quite an interesting first fight back, because Bogdan Dinu isn't a mug. As a heavyweight, I was really thinking, you know, somebody probably not even in the top 100 for his first fight back, which most people would have accepted. But to go straight into a fight with Bogdan Dinu, and he's going to get highly ranked if he wins this. He'll be ranked in the top 10 with the WBA.
Yeah. I think I could be there though with the WBA. So.
Yeah, there's some questionable names in there for sure, but still.
I mean, Bogdan Dinu shouldn't. I mean, didn't he fight? I'm trying to think some of his opponents. I'm sure he fought Pulev a few years ago.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Isn't he getting on though as well now?
He is getting on. Let's have a quick scan on his box.
I think it's a good pick, really. I know what you're saying about his first fight back, but I don't think Dino was. I think he's one of these where he's neat and tidy, but he's not powerful. And I just think once he feels Dubois' power, he'll go into his cage and then he'll get cleaned out, probably still in the first half of the fight.
Yeah. I mean, he will look good. He's 34.
I'm just giving you my prediction now.
yeah. It's okay. It's no great mystery. He's 34. He lost. The only two people that I can recognize on his resume is Jarrell Miller, which he lost fourth round stoppage, and Kubrat Pulev stops him in the seventh. I have seen the Pulev fight just to kind of study him a little bit. He actually looked like, for 4 or 5 rounds, he looks pretty decent, and I think it will look like a fairly even fight in the first 3 or 4 rounds. And then I expect Dubois to eventually, as soon as he connects, I think with a decent right hand, I think he'll close the show, and Dinu he'll fold like a cheap deck chair and collect.
Yeah, it could even be early. I don't think he's great with pressure and you know, some big leather coming his way. I think that's why he was all right with Pulev for a while, because Pulev will, you know, a bit of a chess game, you know, spearing jab and not too many power punches, and then he'll put the pressure on with his presence and his jab. He won't go loading up. And I think Miller might have had the first round where he just kind of was feeling his way, and then he went looking for him. And as soon as he kind of, he's one of those fighters where, you know, it's not the first sign of danger that he'll go in his shell, but constant pressure, a couple of rounds where it's hard going, and then the resistance goes. Well, I say that's what I'm going off when I saw him against Miller. Yeah. I mean, God knows what Miller was on, but you know, he was doing okay, and then his resistance just went. And I don't even remember him getting really clocked heavily. It was just, I don't fancy this. Think he doesn't. I think it's more, I wouldn't say he's got a bad chin. I think it's just like his heart and desire will be thinking, I think he'll go in knowing that I could be on the end of a bit of a revenge here. Someone a bit peed off. And I'll be honest, I think it'll be over around about 4 or 5.
Yeah. I'd probably go 4. Yeah. Well, I'm quite interested to see how he looks, which is the first fight under Shane McGuigan. Have you been following what happened with Mark Tibbs? Why did he linked up with Mark Tibbs and then he broke away from him, and now he's linked up with Shane McGuigan? I think this all happened quite recently as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Who's anyone on the undercard?
Archie Sharp is fighting. Nobody of note. Tommy Fury will be on there somewhere, probably somewhere quite down the bottom. I was hoping that Anthony Yard was going to be on there, but I think he pulled it. He had a kind of some sort of dental issue, didn't he, a few weeks ago? So yeah, I don't know whether they're going to try and chuck him on with short notice. But a bit disappointing, really. Yard, he's
just
kind
on
of...
that one. Just on that one with Yard, did you ever see him interviewed about his up and coming fight? I'm just wondering if something's going on here, and it's like, I don't know, like he doesn't want to fight under Warren, and Warren's got there's almost something going on, but that's why I'm asking if you saw an interview with Yard about his up and coming fight.
No, I haven't seen many interviews from him, to be honest. I mean, he went very quiet. I mean, when was the Lyndon Arthur fight now? Is that November?
Something like that. I just wonder if something's going on there.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, he was dropping a lot of very cryptic tweets around December time saying something needs to change. And most people were predicting it was going to be a change in trainer and he was going to leave Tundi Ajayi. And Tundi Ajayi had a lot of criticism, with the Lyndon Arthur loss. I think us included. I think we were making fun of the lines in the camp, but I don't know. I think I personally, I've been quite high on Anthony Yard. I think he's a real special talent. I think a lot of people seem to get very frustrated that he maybe doesn't have the right team around him, or the promotion doesn't seem to be that great. And maybe if he was with a Matchroom, and he was getting a little bit more kind of push, and the competition was maybe a little bit better. But we've talked about this, till the cows come home. Fights very, very low opposition, and then they chuck him in they gamble and go for a world title against Kovalev. Doesn't quite pay off, but he just needs to be busy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how old he is, but he's the career is short, and there's one of the things that always frustrates me about boxers is why I'm kind of frustrated with the 147 division and PBC fighters in general. It's just the level of inactivity. They're having one fight a year, and I just don't think that's enough. I think that's why I like Canelo. Canelo's had 3 fights in 6 months. It really isn't a reason, especially when you're in your prime, why you can't do that. But anyway, rant over. So we're going Triple D stoppage. I'm going to go 4. What are you going for?
I'll go 5, just to be different.
Okay. Is there any other? I don't think there's any other fights. I don't think Matchroom have got anything going on next week.
No, they've got a week off, I think.
Teofimo Lopez Cambosos fight, I think, was supposed to be next week, but I think it's been pushed back to the 19th. I'm not mistaken.
Isn't there one in Newcastle is that in 2 weeks' time?
Yes, Lewis Ritson is fighting a guy called Ponce. I think that's for some sort of light welterweight title. So if it's a WBA or something like that, an interim title fight. But yeah, he hasn't fought for a while actually, Lewis Ritson. But yeah.
I think in a couple of weeks, obviously, Matchroom needs to announce then what their new deal is, if it is DAZN. And I think very soon after that they'll be announcing. I think it's 3 weeks of fight camp. Yeah, so that'll be good. I know Buatsi's meant to be on the final week.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. He's been out for a while as well, but he's just recently fought, hasn't he? So if they're going to get him out.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be. Well, it was meant to be end of July, but maybe it'll go into August now because the Joshua fight seems like it's going to be September.
Oh, really? Joshua Usyk is September?
Yeah. They're obviously, I don't know, we didn't pick up in the news before, but it's like, they're still making noise about not fighting him. But you're right, it might be a negotiation tactic kind of thing. But
yeah.
We'll see. I do think that what they're saying is true in terms of they don't like keep being told what to do and have to fight these managers, but it is part of trying to get into undisputed. I think if he gets I think if he does this one, and then the fight falls through again, I think Joshua will probably bin off undisputed. After that, I think if he wins, if he fights Usyk and wins, and then can't get the Fury or the Wilder fight, because if Wilder wins, that could be difficult. I think he may just go, listen, it's impossible to undispute with the goings on. I don't want to have to then, because soon he'll probably in like February or March, quite soon he'll be asked to defend the IBF against someone, and he'd be like, fuck this, let's fight Dillian White for like 50 million at Wembley or something.
Yeah, it's definitely an option. Or you could always come back around to the WBO. If you vacate the WBO, let Usyk fight Joyce, and then you can circle back around and collect that one up again. It's another option. But yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's wrap it up. Thanks everybody for listening. Please like and subscribe.